Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're pleased to welcome you at our presentation, ViRperson. Our company is based on research of artificial intelligence. This is Denis Onatsik, our CEO, and my name is Roman Dushkin. I'm the General Director for Science and Technology. ViRperson is a project in which we want to create a technology and a platform for implementation of digital twins of people. What is personality? Well, first of all, it is our memory about what was happening to us during our life. It is all that we remember about ourselves, what we tell ourselves and to others about us. In fact, it is the core of our personality. It is our memory and all the experience that we keep within ourselves and try to express it to the outside world. With the advancement of technology of data storage and artificial intelligence, we have all the possibilities to aggregate man's personal experience, collect it from all the data sources, and use it to extract the digital twin, or avatar, as we call it. The ViRperson project is a platform where we create a memory bank. Each person registered there will be able to accumulate memories, so-called description of what was happening during all his life, what is happening right now, or what will happen in the future in order to have it all gathered in one place. He would also be able to keep it all under control. The foundation of this platform is a diary that each of us somehow keeps. Under this life diary, we understand everything that we do during the day, everything that we analyze retrospectively and introspectively. If we transfer it to digital storage based on the mathematical structure that we create, then we can use it further to create brains, artificial intelligent agent, which will be your digital twin. The twin will live on this platform, interact with you, with your friends, and everyone who will receive an access to it from you. It will also be able to interact with other twins, with metaverses that have been growing their numbers. It will be sort of your alter ego, which you will have the possibility to communicate with, analyze your own behavior, and also have a chance to leave it behind. The virtual assistant that we're talking about now seems very unusual to you, very fantastic. But in fact, it is going to be very convenient. The unique feature of this project is that we offer to each of our clients to create a personal digital twin in the way the clients want it, not based on the intel that the government or giants of IT sphere have about them. And they have already been doing it, trust me. We're surrounded by our digital twins as we leave a great number of digital footprints. As I said before, digital twin is a personal assistant which can provide information about me as a client and keep it for my descendants in the future. It's not traditional gathering of information in pictures, photo albums, or video recordings. It is the possibility for my descendants to communicate with my avatar in the first person, in the future, and realize my immortality. My point is to explain that the possibility of using this digital twin is huge. We will be surprised over time and wonder how we could live without it. Right now, it looks unreal to us, but we are projecting into the future. Let's take a detailed look on what a digital twin, or as we call it, virtual person, is. It is an autonomous cognitive agent which, after have been released to live in virtual reality, becomes a unique entity that is capable for self-development and self-education. It can learn while interacting with you, with other agents that are on this platform, and with other users. No doubts that it'll become your alter ego, but at the same time, it keeps developing itself, so it means it's not only your digital mold, but also a digital creature that will keep developing itself within a platform ecosystem even after you no longer exist physically. Very often we're asked about how we differ from other voice assistants. It is not a voice assistant at all, although it may be used in this role. So your digital twin may act like a voice or even a personal assistant, but you should understand that it is much more and much bigger than that. Let me add some details regarding the difference. The products that exist on the market at the moment don't belong to you. We, on the other hand, want to create something that would belong to you only and make sure that all the data that is going to be uploaded and the digital twin belongs to one particular person only, not to the company that provides this service. And to continue on the topic of cybersecurity that Dennis began, I would like to explain that the segments that will appear on the platform will be encrypted. It will be possible to decrypt it on the end device only. Moreover, it will be stored encrypted on our platform, and even the owners of the company will not have any access to this information. The platform will contain not only a big amount of digital twins, but also a lot of infrastructural solutions so that these digital twins can interact with users, with their prototypes, other users, and other digital twins that have been created on this platform. We consider this ecosystem approach to be very important. The entire internet will be open for them, and in case you give your digital twin a task to gather information about itself based on the information you posted, for example, on Facebook, Instagram, VKontakte, it will collect it and integrate it into itself. Another important moment about this project is that all digital twins that are going to live on this platform will be sharing the knowledge base, everything the mankind was able to gather. On the slide, you can see the personalities' general architecture. It is a very generalized scheme. It is based on the research of our agency. It is a cognitive architecture within a hybrid paradigm of artificial intelligence with a permanent cycle of perception. At the moment, we're working on the possibility to make it a reality. Future digital twins of our users will be created based on this scheme. Having realized the approach, we will surpass all the modern developments of artificial intelligence that work in a question-answer mode. The system of AI expects an action from a user, only then it reacts. Our system is going to be proactive. When having a prototype, the digital twin will be able to predict your desires and your requirements and be able to help you meet your needs. Take a look at the number of applications in your phone. I'm sure that you cannot properly count and control all of them. The amount of data is constantly growing, and we're not able to use it all effectively. We as humans tend to forget some information. Comfortable environment is when you don't have any mental problems because you're overloaded with huge amount of digital information. If you have your digital twin, it may become easier. Of course, it's important to understand that you cannot just buy a box with your digital twin inside. You will have to teach it to test it, and only when you make sure that it is ready and it is suitable for you, then you will be able to use it and continue its further education. Roman will tell you about it in details. From the general architecture, we go to cognitive architecture of a virtual person that you see on the slide. As I said at the very beginning, the core of personality is based on memory and life experience. The core of our cognitive architecture is our associative heterarchical memory, or AHM. It's a mathematic structure that we have developed in the agency of artificial intelligence and that contains the image of knowledge of methods of downward paradigm of AI. They are semantic networks, anthologies, everything that we call artificial intelligence. But at the same time, the associative heterarchical memory provides the opportunity to process the knowledge just like it is done by neural networks. The structure of associative heterarchical memory is based on attentive learning of what is in our cerebral cortex. Mathematical base of AHM is taken from our neocortex, and, as Dennis said, digital twin may become your external memory. We usually call it exacortex. I just wanted to add that our product is really unique. We already have a couple of patent solutions that will become an inevitable part of our lives. That's why you may consider it as a sacral metamorphosis of creating AI. Roman may tell you a lot more about it, but I don't find it necessary. We never think and even worry about how electric current is produced. We have the electric lights, and nobody thinks about how it was at the beginning of this invention, how people worried about it and what was happening at that time. Same story with artificial intelligence. It will become something ordinary and very convenient for all of us, something that improves the quality of our lives. No one will ever think about how it has been invented. The product is really unique. We have all the mathematic base to realize a continuous cycle of interaction with the environment where the digital twin lives. It will do everything that a person does in real life. A real person doesn't just sit and wait for the impact from the environment. This person constantly perceives this environment through thinking activity. We also have an idea to do exactly the same. We call it focus activation of nodes of AHM. And it works approximately in the same way as does the activation of neocortex columns. You can see the example of the structure of AHM on the slide. At the bottom, you can see the definition of the word hair, which was found in the student's book of my younger child. When I shared this definition with our system, it visualized this definition into a diagram. Not a simple one, we usually call it a hypergraph. Each connection may connect not only two peaks, but a lot more. It is very important. Hypercolumns in our head are responsible for perception and identification of different images, and it differs us from artificial neural networks. But in our project, we reached a higher level. We do agree that there are neural networks, separate neurons, and a lot of other things in our brains, but separate neurons go to a higher level of abstraction, form so-called neurocortical columns, and hyperconnection between the columns create something that we call intelligence and real self. On one hand, AHM simplifies, and on the other hand, universalizes this mathematical approach called hypergraph. On the slide, you can see the example of how term hair was transformed into the hypergraph. The activation focus works in the same way. When a digital twin, or the intellectual agent with developed AHM, activates the central node, which is hair in the situation, and the activation approach spreads in all the directions connected with the word hair. All the hyperconnections activate, for example, what a hair can do, what it is, what it consists of, etc. Depending on the question asked, it finds the answer to this question in AHM and gives the answer using the language that we use in everyday life. All the technologies for it are almost ready. While we're finishing the platform and all the mathematical models, we hope that all the technologies of a low-level process will reach a higher level and we'll be able to use them. Nevertheless, same processes happen in our brain. When we communicate, when we perceive the world around us, we activate different parts of our brain, so-called hypercolumns, which encode the information. And when one hypercolumn is excited, that means that we analyze the information that we have just received. As Roman said, we stereotype a lot. When we see a hair, we understand that there is a hair because we have an image of it in our head, and we differ it from other animals. And we also understand that AI makes difference between a cat and a dog based on this information. If we take a deeper look at the work of our brains, we can say how accurate the decision will be. Why do we want to do it? As we want to create a digital twin, it should be the exact copy of us and it should do everything that we would do. But also, our digital twin may at some point become a better version of us. Or we can create a digital twin which will be the example of person's self-development. I would like to see my digital twin as I am about 20 years from now, or someone I would like to become so that it would be able to give me advice. It is you, but at the same time, it is a better version of you, at the level you've always wanted. As I said before, personality is a set of all the memories and personal experience. And this experience is connected with particular things like, first, the person himself, second, people who surround him, third, places he has ever visited. Fourth, objects that are meaningful for this person. And fifth, meaningful events. And these five items that I've just listed, the information and knowledge about them, who they are, how they interact with you, it all is recorded with the mechanism of AHM. It is not strange, it's not magic. It happens the same way it does in our brain. Our task is to create a mechanism of downloading everything we have in our brain to exocortex in order to become who we are and even a better, improved version of ourselves. The scopes of using it are endless. I'm sure each one of you can create a few more. Let's continue our presentation. The technologies we're going to use are the technologies of AI. I think we're not going to put accents in them, as Roman has already said a lot more about it. There is our AHM, which is the core of a digital personality. It is a center. This is our know-how. The binding of it is all the technologies that are available at the moment, such as neural network approach, semantical approach, etc. But the cool thing is that our digital twin will have two regimes of work, and they're going to be mixed, just like us in everyday life. We operate at the same time we can learn something new. Our digital twin will be absorbing everything like a sponge at the beginning, absorb everything you implement in it. After, it will be operating at the same time, still learning non-stop. At the first stage, which is a training mode, we do the first filling of this AHM in order to be able to complement it in the future while communicating with you, with other people, building the digital models of other people, and so on. It is really thrilling. We are expecting to live in a world of digital twins. They will surround us in metaverses that are being discussed. It will be a world of digital twins. It is our nearest future. 3D worlds seem to be one of the prospects for our future. There are more of them, of course. We were just talking about our memories and immortality. Let's not put a pin in it. No, wait a second. I would like to emphasize, the last line is the way to immortality. Why do we emphasize this? Haven't you watched the video at the very beginning where a man has always thought about the extension of his life and potential immortality? One of our ideas sounds a bit crazy for our modern world and time, but nevertheless, if we save all our experience, the core of our personality, at least in digital storage, there will be technologies in the future that will be able to put that conserved image of our brain and personality into a new body, as you will be able to open your eyes in a new world. Of course, right now it looks like a fairy tale, but it is a possible scenario for our future. It is a very possible scenario for our future. I have no doubts about it. I think that after our seminar, our audience may really consider this question. You can at least read Pelevin about transhumanism. The futurologists have already predicted what Roman and I are talking about now, as they themselves gazed into the future. Your new personality and your new body will require data collection, everything that formed your personality, all you have ever seen, learned, Everything that's in your brain, so-called synapses that keep our qualia, our soul or our personal individuality. The rest that we do, all these repeated actions, can be made into an algorithm. I would also like you to pay attention to this slide. The third line, 3D worlds and non-material images. Metaverses are going to exist in the future, and every transnational corporation will start creating their own metaverses and will be dragging people into them. They will try. Oh, yes. Why? Nothing personal, just business. But our platform is a bridging element between any metaverse that we are connected to. You will have your unified digital twin, your own alter ego educated by you without any stranger features taken from these transnational corporations. I would argue, Roman, nobody ever prevents you from combining different digital nicknames and accounts as well as having several digital twins. The core will be one and only, but it may have different masks. It means here I am the Superman and there I am someone else. Right now we create nicknames and avatars, and in the future we'll be able to create digital twins. Regarding the business model, at the beginning it will be the premium segment where our first clients will be first astronauts, as we call them, who will become immortal thanks to our technologies. In the future, there will be a lot of models of the development of the project. I see no point in focusing on details as we haven't reached the first levels of VP. But the potential of the market we're talking about is quite high. These are numbers for the next year, only basic calculations. As I said, it may become a product for everyday use of every single modern person. It's been a year and a half since we moved forward from just an idea to the first steps that we can now be proud of. And right now we can talk about it openly, not because we created it yesterday, but the day before yesterday. Yesterday, we already started creating the product and even got a grant thanks to our government. The experts have also assessed the potential. It was the Innovation Assistance Foundation. Yeah, but we haven't applied for different foundations. The technical solutions that many teams of specialists are working on is being implemented at the moment. I would like to project the dates of the unveiling, but I wouldn't want to mislead you. Of course, we all want everything to be done as quickly as possible, but it requires additional funding. The potential of the world market is huge, and it is much bigger than our country, we all understand it. The target audience that are focused on this slide are adults, and it is clear that the first users will be pioneers, people who are ready to use digital products, and also, of course, wealthy people. Unfortunately, we cannot tell you what the price will be, but we would like it to be affordable. As the case is with all the technological products, this one too will be getting cheaper as the development evolves. We've already mentioned where it can be used. As you see, it is not only the private sector, they may also be business organizations where some avatars already exist, organizations that deal with culture and entertainment. As I always say, it may be any realm of people's activity where our products can be used. Let me add some words as well. We can create virtual persons not based on our own experience, but may also create book characters that are described in details. All the main characters, such as Harry Potter, can be digitalized. The book should be long enough so that the virtual personality would be versatile and full.
Ну, исторические персонажи тоже, если мы говорим уже о каких-то выдающихся деятелей прошлой
Historical
культуры,
figures as
политики.
well, in the context of
Конечно, все,
outstanding
кто оставил о
people,
себе очень большой
everyone
объем
who left
данных, там,
behind a lot of
фотографий и так
information
далее,
about
конечно,
themselves in the
они
past
будут
may be
нами
digitalized.
оцифровываться. Подача любой информации посредством цифрового аватара будет
The delivery
гораздо
of information through digital
удобнее
avatars
для
will become
каждого.
more
То есть,
convenient for every user.
понимаете, 24 часа на 7 ты
That
можешь
means that
потребить тот объем
24/7 you can absorb
сведений,
as
которые
much
тебе хотелось бы
information as you
нести,
want
в том
in a way
формате, в
that is
котором бы
more
тебе было
pleasant
бы
for you,
приятно, если
and
тебе
without any
непонятно, и тебе задать
hesitation,
вопрос
you can get an
твоему
answer from a digital
цифровому
teacher
учителю. Я
or assistant.
цифрового двойника уже назвал учителем, ассистентом и так далее. Мы говорим, любой, то есть сам Эйнштейн может
Even
тебе лично,
Einstein
пока
himself will be able
ты
to
не
tell you the
поймешь,
information you
рассказывать, как
want to learn.
устроены Ньютон.
Considering the business sector, all the managers and other employees will be able to create their own digital twins. Business companies and the world economy in general lose a lot of potential clients. It is a big loss when a person who started a car company or a well-known economist retires.
Да, про Примакова
We
мы
said
то
the
же
same
самое говорили.
about Primakov, or a politician well known in the world who was responsible for international relations, who could solve difficult situations on a high level. Unfortunately, this unique experience disappears, and it is a pity. If we can save this experience as a support in the process of making decisions, as a digital board of directors
Ученый совет,
or the academic
коммерческий совет,
council,
ну,
or like in ancient times, Padisha and the council of viziers.
собственно говоря, старейший, что еще очень интересным фактом является, да, в мире, это
One of the
стареющее
most
население.
interesting facts is about the retiring
Его становится все больше, оно
population.
платежеспособное, и
They're getting
как раз
more
вот
and
один
more
из
in
продуктов,
numbers,
который мы
and they're
можем
also
очень хорошо
solvent.
представить тоже стареющей Европе,
So
Америке,
we can
ну,
introduce our
Японии
product to
и
retiring
так далее. Вот
population of Europe, America,
партнеры,
Japan,
очень
and so on.
социальная, скажем так, функция, которую мы хотели
This
бы
social
сделать
function that we
мир
would
своей,
like to
скажем так,
make
ну,
is
такой
charitable.
благотворительной, когда бы
When
мы
we're
бы
able to help
помогали бы
people in a
людям,
very difficult
находящимся в очень
situation,
тяжелом положении, поддержать их
give them
психически,
psychological support,
позволить им
let them deliver
что-то
something to
передать
the future,
в будущее, и предоставив им
and
вот
offer
такого
them such
цифрового
a
двойника в
digital twin
качестве
that would be
интересного
able
собеседника,
to have
которым
a
могут с ними
conversation with them
там
and
общаться.
communicate with them. We have a clear vision about how we're going to do it, kind of a roadmap for the next 5 years. This year, in 2022, we're planning to make an MVP for the platform and invite a lot of users there so that they'll start to educate our engines about how to create these digital twins. We're looking forward to our product to be constantly developing until 2026. We have a clear plan of what to do and how to access the international and regional markets and to create the system as a platform in which other players on this market may integrate in order to provide personalized services both to you and to your digital
Мы не будем
twins.
как-то так заканчивать на
We're
каких-то
not
там
going to finish this by
высоких
using lofty
фразах,
words,
хотя всем понятно, что метавселенная взялись не
although
с
everybody
пустого места,
understands that
и наше
metaverses didn't appear
будущее
from
будет
nowhere,
формироваться
and our future will be
вот
full of
такими
such
цифровыми
digital
продуктами.
products.
Самое классное, как мне кажется, то, что мы
The
здесь
best thing is that all
тоже
of us are ready to
готовы
take
принять в
part in
этом
this
участие и
journey,
приглашаем
and
вас
we
к
invite
этому.
you to join us. The main people on our team are Denis and I. We're the pioneers. Vladimir Stepankov, who was supposed to be here today but couldn't make it, and I are the AI specialists with more than 20 years of experience in working in this field, with degrees in engineering and AI development. We didn't
Несем.
find out what
Но
AI was just yesterday. In fact, we're
несем.
carrying, carrying,
Мы
and will carry
донесем
it
это
till
все.
the
И
end.
самое главное, что, знаете, каждый человек должен прийти к тому, что, как говорит Роман, но он
You
цитирует
know,
слова
every
нашего
person should
великого
have an
автора,
opportunity, as Roman says using the words
Константина
of
Пушкина.
Alexander Pushkin,
Я памятник себе
a monument I've
воздвиг не
raised, not
рукотворный.
built with hands.
И вот именно это мы
And we
предлагаем
offer
сделать
everyone to do
каждому.
the
Ну
same.
что ж, давайте перейдем к вопросам,
Now let's
которые
move
есть
to your
у вас,
questions.
коллеги.
Data centers use a lot of electricity. They have been invested into a lot and so on. And the existence of a digital twin must be paid for just like any other technical system. But of course, we will be searching for possibilities, different schemes of financing the capability of digital twins that may be of value. If the digital twin may be of value, then the author would say, I want my digital twin to operate at least 100 years after my physical death, and I pledge this amount of
Да,
tokens.
понимаете, токены, вот Роман как
Tokens?
раз
Roman took
снял
the
с
words
языка.
right out of my
Мы
mouth.
действительно токеномику прописываем сейчас в нашем
We're working on
проекте.
including
У нас будут
tokenomics in our
выпущены
project.
токены, мы выйдем на IDO. Мы действительно понимаем, что
We will release tokens
цифровые
as we understand that cryptocurrency is going to be
валюты будут
used by our
использоваться в
digital
нашем
twin.
цифровом двойнике. И это, кстати, две органические вещи.
They are
Поэтому,
absolutely two
и
organic
очевидно, будет
things.
прописано
That's why
решение,
we will
как
come
это
up with a
оплачивать,
solution on how
использовать и
to
так далее
pay
для всех.
and how to use it. Let me add to the question of tokens. Digital currency is such an amazing thing that it can even be used by digital twins. Being an intellectual system, a digital twin will be able to have socially significant functions just like a human being does in the metaverse that it lives in. Get tokens and pay for
Да,
its further
будет очень
existence.
много интересных, как я сказал, возможностей применений.
There will
Я
be a
думаю,
lot
что
of
цифровой двойник
opportunities
все-таки
for applying
заработает,
the
и
tokens,
токены
including the
для
possibility for
живого
digital twin to earn these tokens for its
прототипа.
living
Вот вопрос
prototype.
еще один. А разве больше
One more
никто этим не
question.
начал заниматься?
Hasn't anyone started doing the
Мы
same
внимательно
already?
изучали этот вопрос и продолжаем это
We've been
изучать. У
doing
нас написано
research
на
regarding
белой
this
книге.
question and still keep on looking into
Как я
it.
сказал
We
уже,
have written a white
второй
book.
год мы
As
занимаемся
I said,
этим
it's been
проектом.
2 years since
Конечно,
we
мы
started
знаем
doing it,
аналоги.
and of course we know of analogs. We know that Microsoft have patented something that they call technology of creating chatbots based on digital footprints. This patent sort of limits the researchers in this area, and it will be used in patent wars, but anyway, it exists.
Мы понимаем, еще раз, что
We
это
totally
направление очень
understand that this is a
перспективное. Мы,
promising
как и
avenue.
другие, это
So do
тоже
others.
понимают, и будем в этом направлении работать. Посмотрим,
We will
у
continue
кого
working
что
in this
получится.
direction, and we'll
То,
see
что у
what
нас
comes of it at the
получится,
end from
в этом
us
нет
and from
сомнений, просто потому
others.
что нам это
We
очень
have no
интересно,
doubts that
и
we're
мы
going to
над этим с
succeed in it
удовольствием
because
работаем.
we are interested in it.
Действительно, проект безумно интересный. Значит, я четко понимаю, как бывает,
Thank you
что
so
если вы
much.
его
The
реализуете,
project
то
is
все равно
really
кто-то его рано или
interesting.
поздно
I
реализует.
clearly understand that if you
Мир
are
не
not
стоит
able
на
to
месте, мы
implement it, there will be
развиваемся.
someone else
Значит,
able to
с
do
точки
it.
зрения
The
систем
world is
образования, даже
constantly
я как человек,
developing.
который имеет отношение к этой отрасли, значит, уже для себя вижу, что у нас из
From the
50
point
тысяч
of view
школ,
of
которые есть в
education,
России,
I
там
see for
порядка
myself that out of
2,5
50,000
тысяч это
schools in
малокомпетентные
Russia,
школы. Школы, которые находятся в
2,500 are schools
трудноотдаленных
with low
местах, значит,
capacity.
места, где проживает малое количество детей, которые не в состоянии, значит, школу обеспечить финансово, значит, они не могут ходить в такую школу, там иной раз
Places where kids
40-50
cannot afford
километров
to go
детей
to
возят
school,
на
they cannot
автобусах,
go to school
когда
because
дорога
it may be
позволяет,
40 or
либо
50
дети просто
kilometers
сидят,
away,
вообще
or
никакое
where kids
образование не
just sit
получают.
and get no
Безусловно,
education
значит,
at
наличие
all.
такого проекта, значит, позволило бы, значит, снабдить и дать возможность таким детям, значит, которые находятся по всей территории нашей огромной страны, значит, получать хорошее, качественное
Such project
образование,
would
быть
be able to provide
конкурентоспособными,
these
значит,
kids
тем
with a high
образованием, которое
quality
получают дети
education
там в
as good
наших
as kids
конгломератах, в
from big
Москве, там,
cities such
Санкт-Петербурге,
as St.
в других
Petersburg and
крупных
Moscow can get.
городах-миллионниках. Безусловно, с этой
From this
точки зрения
point
это
of
было
view,
бы
that
очень
would
практично.
also be
Практично
really
было бы вообще,
useful.
может, половину школ учителей разогнать, значит, и все передать в руки, значит, того
We could
проекта,
get
значит,
rid of the
который
unqualified teachers and give
будет
schools to
рано или
this
поздно
project
реализован.
that will be
Что мне
sooner or
интересно, вообще, на
later
что бы я хотел
implemented.
получить, на какой вопрос получить ответ. Когда можно будет
But I would like to
познакомиться
receive answers to these questions.
с технической, не знаю,
When will
моделью,
it be
значит, с
possible to
протоколом
see a
основного
practical model
цифрования? То есть
with
что
a
туда будет
protocol
в
of
содержании заложено? Такие
digitalization?
вопросы, да? То есть какая
What will be
технологическая, значит,
implemented
модель,
in it?
значит,
What will it
которая
consist
позволяет
of?
цифровать,
What
значит, образ
technological
человека,
model will
образ
allow to
там, исторической
digitalize
личности и
the
так далее, о чем
image
мы
of a
говорили.
person?
Я могу кратенько, очень так поверхностно рассказать, как это будет выглядеть.
I
Во-первых,
can
вот
describe
вы
how it
сами
will look
сказали,
like
если говорить
briefly.
про
We've
историческую
mentioned the
персону,
historical
то
figure.
цифрового двойника исторической персоны возможно только тогда, когда
The
эта
creation
персона
of a
оставила
digital twin
какой-то
is
след.
possible only when
Дневники,
this person
письма,
left
какие-то
footprints after,
записки, то,
such
чем
as
занимались
diaries, letters, notes,
писатели в
something that
18
the
веке.
writers of
Да, они
the
оставляли
18th
большое
century
количество
used
после
to do.
себя информации, которая а, сегодня даже оцифрована в архивах. И вот это все будет
They
загружаться на
left a lot of
платформу
information that already had
прямо
been
в виде текста.
digitalized. It'll all be
Естественно, текст
uploaded to the
на
platform
русском
as a
языке, на
text in
английском, на
Russian, in
китайском,
English,
на тех
in
языках, на
Chinese, and
которых будет
in other
платформа
languages
работать.
of the
И
platform.
эти тексты будут преобразовываться как раз вот в эту
These texts will be
математическую структуру,
transformed
которую мы
into a
называем
mathematical
AHM,
structure
для
that we
дальнейшей
call
работы.
AHM for further work.
Вот еще один вопрос. Возможно ли будет взаимодействие таких двойников между
Will the
собой? И
interaction of
какие
such digital
перспективы это
twins be
открывает?
possible, and what are the
Конечно.
perspectives?
Да, конечно, это одна из
Yes, of
фишек, которую
course.
мы,
It is one of our
как бы
own
сказать,
cool things that nobody else has.
зачет. Ни у кого такого нету. Мы эту
We've
идею
created
придумали,
this
что
idea that
цифровые
a
двойники
digital
могут
twin
взаимодействовать
can
друг с другом.
interact with
Как мы
another.
взаимодействуем друг с другом,
Just
так
like
и
we
они смогут
interact with
взаимодействовать для
others,
того,
they will
чтобы
be able to do the
обогащать друг
same
друга
to
информацией.
enrich each other with
И,
information
И решать наши проблемы.
and solve
ну,
our
само собой.
problems.
Но вот, в частности, я такой пример люблю приводить. Допустим, вы ученик старшей школы, и вам нужно
It
написать
goes without
сочинение
saying.
по
For example, you're a high
войне и
school
миру,
student and you have to
и
write
вы
an essay
обращаетесь к
about war
цифровому
and
двойнику
peace,
Льва
and you
Николаевича
can
Толстого,
consult the
когда вы
digital
будете
twin of Lev Tolstoy.
обсуждаете с ним какие-то интересующие вас вопросы, и этот цифровой двойник
You may
собирает
discuss the
процесс
question you
взаимодействия с
have,
вами
and
информацию. Кто вы
meanwhile, this
такой, в какой
digital
школе вы
twin
учитесь,
gathers the
кто ваша
information
учительница
about you,
и так
about
далее.
who you are, what school
А
you
через
attend,
несколько
who your
недель вам
teacher
надо
is, and
написать
so on.
сочинение
Later
по
on, you may
преступлению и
have to write
наказанию.
another
Вы
essay
идете к
about crime
цифровому
and
двойнику
punishment.
Федора
You
Михайловича
turn to the digital
и
twin of
начинаете
Fyodor
общаться с ним. А
Dostoevsky
он уже
and
знает,
start your
кто вы
communication.
такой, в
But
какой
he'll
школе
already
учитесь,
know who
и
you are,
кто
what
ваши
school you
учительницы,
go
какие у
to,
него
who your teacher
предпочтения
is, and what kind of
по виду
compositions she
сочинений. Потому
prefers.
что Федор Михайлович, они же, эти цифровые двойники, они будут жить
It becomes possible
намного
because
более
Fyodor
динамичном
Mikhailovich
мире. Там
lives in a
соты
more dynamic
взаимодействия
world,
намного
and
выровнены.
he has
Он
already
давно уже
spoken to
поговорил
Lev
с Львом
Tolstoy
Николаевичем,
and got
узнал о
all
вас,
the necessary
как о
information
ученике этой
about you
школы,
as a
который хочет
student,
писать стихи.
and got the
Все узнал, что
information
было тогда.
what
И
was back then.
готов взаимодействовать с вами,
He's ready to interact with
не
you without
задавая
having to ask
лишних вопросов.
unnecessary questions.
Вот еще один вопрос
Ну,
такой.
Another
давайте уже
question.
последний вопрос.
Okay, let it be the last
Каким вы
question.
видите мир через 30 лет? Так
How do you
А,
see the world
да,
in
мы его
30
как раз
years?
описали. И эти аватары, как я сказал, они будут повсеместные. И через 30 лет это а, та область научной фантастики, которая меня очень интересует,
We
футурология.
have just
Я скажу,
described it,
что
and these avatars
очевидно
will
мы
be
будем уже
everywhere. 30
близки
years
к
from
тому, чтобы
now,
признать
part of a science fiction,
искусственных
futurology in particular, we will be
интеллектуальных
close
агентов,
to
роботов
accepting artificial
уже
intellectual agents,
равными в правах.
robots equal in
Вот.
rights.
И это сейчас опять звучит страшно. Нам предрекают бытие биомассы в будущем, но я
It
думаю, что
sounds a
такого
bit
не
scary,
произойдет, потому
but a
что
being of
как
biomass
раз
has been predicted.
именно
But I think it'll never
то, как мы
happen
сами
because the
будем
way we're
с
going
этим работать,
to accept
воспринимать
it
это,
will determine the
будет
image of our
определять
own
образ
future.
будущего. Но остановить
Moreover,
технический
it'll be
прогресс просто это
impossible
будет
to stop
невозможно,
the
это точно.
technological
Да,
progress.
вот смотрите, вот все, что вы описали, это безусловно имеет право на жизнь, это уже развивается, к этому мы идем.
I see.
Сомнений нет.
Everything that you described, no
Но
doubt, has the right to
вот
exist.
смотрите, вот
We're
человек
moving in this
свойственно
direction.
видеть в течение дня, слышать, там он идет, и это все зафиксировать можно, да, мы можем зафиксировать картинки.
But a person
Вопрос,
has
как, какой
capabilities to
технологией
see
можно
things
зафиксировать
during a day,
ощущения, которые мы испытываем при
hear things as he
общении с
walks on.
кем-то,
We
там,
can capture
при
everything,
взаимодействии
but
с кем-то.
how are you
Самое
going to
тяжелое, на
capture
мой взгляд,
feelings we
как
have
раз,
when we communicate with
если мы
someone?
даже там футурологов послушаем, там, Дегрей, Тофлер, Харари даже там почитаем, да, вот
Even if we
какие-то
read and
книги.
listen
То
to
есть технологии
futurologists like the
по
great
фиксированию
Harari,
данных, там,
the
картинок,
technologies for capturing
звуковых
pictures
историй,
and
метаданных
meta-information
каких-то. А вот
exist,
как
but what
ощущения
about
будут вычислять,
feelings?
как эти ощущения, за этими ощущениями в
How can
дальнейшем
we
есть
implement
у
these
аватара
feelings
того,
into our
чтобы он
digital
реагировал,
avatar so it
исходя
reacts
из
based
наших
on our
ощущений.
feelings?
Видимо, этого человека, да, сегодня вот у нас такие ощущения, завтра уже какие-то другие ощущения. Что-то мы делаем, мы там радуемся. Вот этот
Every
индекс
single day,
счастья, что
we
ли,
have
как
different
в
feelings.
чем
We do
его
something
измерять и
and
как
we're
его
happy.
зафиксировать? Есть ли у вас
How can you
технологические
measure the
какое-то
index of
хотя бы
happiness?
видение, как в
Do you have
будущем
a
это будет
vision of it?
осуществляться?
Да, спасибо, отличный вопрос. Видение точно есть. На текущий
Thank you for
момент,
your
к
excellent
сожалению, это
question.
нельзя
We do
осуществить
have a vision of it.
никак, кроме как
Unfortunately, we can
непосредственно
implement it at
вводом
the moment only
описания
by
своих
typing the
мыслей. То есть
description
вы
of our
лично
feelings.
вводите
That
вот
means
на
you
нашей
yourself
платформе
have to type
в
it in
виде
our
текста
platform
то, как вы
as a
ощущаете.
text
Ну,
file or
может быть,
make a voice
голосом, может быть,
recording.
Да,
текстом.
вот этот
Да.
вот парень мне не нравится, не хочу с
I
ним
don't like
разговаривать.
this guy and I don't want to
Цифровой
talk to
будет
him.
строить модель, вашу модель этого парня, с
Your
которым
digital
сегодня вы
twin
не
will be
хотите разговаривать.
building the
Завтра можете
Ну,
model
именно
of the guy
голосом,
you
да.
don't want
А
to
вот
talk
я
to
Ну,
today.
не
что перебиваю.
голосом, может быть.
Но это все
Sorry
вот
to interrupt. Yes, it
гормональные
should be
вещи, потому что мы
recorded
сейчас
as a
говорим
voice
о,
message.
да, вот
The
это
hormonal things
дофамин,
that we're
окситоцин, все
talking
остальное, что у
about,
нас
such as
вырабатывается
dopamine,
и дает нам какие-то
serotonin,
ощущения,
and everything our body produces and gives us
скрываем
feelings and
пока такого
emotions,
технического решения
don't
нет.
exist at the
Но это
moment.
круто, если это
But
будет.
if it
И
will
я могу
happen,
сказать, что
it will be
технически точно
super
это будет
cool
раскрыто, вот
and it
нет
will be
Ну,
сомнений.
давай так,
technically
через
explained.
30 лет наноботы, которые будут
Они будут это
циркулировать
делать.
в нашей крови и
In
других
30 years,
внутримышечных
nanobots that will be
организмах,
circulating in
лечить
our
нас там,
blood will be
подлатывать в
able
том
to
числе будут
cure us and
считывать вот
read
этот
the hormonal
гормональный фон.
index as
Да,
well.
да,
Yes, yes, of course.
конечно. Но
С тем человеком, это же и как раз и вызывают у нас ту реакцию, те ощущения. И как это зафиксировать
How can
состояние,
we
чтобы его
save this
повторить,
condition
так
and be
скажем,
able to
да?
будет
repeat it in a
синхронизировано
digital
точно. То есть
twin?
как только технология выйдет на уровень контроля вот этого уровня гормонального и реально
It will definitely be
синхронизирует с
synchronized as soon
событиями
as the
реально, вот то, что
technology will
происходит
be able
вокруг,
to
то
control
это решение
and measure the
будет
hormonal index and also
имплементировано
implement
легко
it
в наш
into our
цифровой
digital
двойник.
twin.
И неважно, я не сомневаюсь в этом.
Чтобы реакция
А
нашего цифрового аватара, она была как бы должной,
We
настоящей.
need the reaction to be real, human, our reaction.
Да, наши реакции,
Да.
действительно,
А
чтобы вы
наша
понимали,
реакция
да.
сейчас, вот на этом уровне,
And
который мы
our
тоже вот
reaction to the
видим,
level that we already
сейчас мы его будем
see
делать,
and going to build
это
it.
дело, которое вот прям вот придется, да, объяснить ему, значит так, вот здесь вот мне
Yes,
вот
we
такой-то у
have
меня,
to
значит,
explain it to him. So
порог
here's my threshold. I want
приближенности,
to
я
react to
хочу
these or
реагировать
those
на
requests
какие-то
only that
запросы в
much,
таком-то,
and
таком-то
I
объеме,
don't want to
и
be
мне не надо вот
overloaded.
перегружать так
I don't want
близко
to
вот с этими
communicate
не
with
хочу
these
общаться, вот с этими
people, but
хочу,
I
а
want
вот
to
этих вот вообще
communicate
хочу
with those.
подключаться. Ну, то есть, конечно, мы сейчас будем в режиме настройки своего цифрового
Of
двойника
course, right now
передавать
we're
ему
going to be in the mode of
через
setting our digital twin,
сигналы,
transferring
то, каким
everything to
образом
it
мы
through
это будем
audio
делать. Как либо
signals,
в печатном виде,
the
я
way we're
думаю,
going
будет
to
Да,
лучше.
это
do
одно
it.
и то же.
I think that audio may be the
Аудиосигналы
simplest
или...
way.
С другой стороны, в аудиосигналах можно анализировать эмоциональный настрой. Это как раз одна из
In
фишек,
audio
которую
signals,
можно
we can
будет делать.
analyze
Это, кстати,
the
тоже
emotional
передает
condition.
сейчас уже
It is also one of our coolest things.
сигналы, настроения определяют и так далее. Ну, то, что сейчас вы вот говорите об этом, это важная задача,
Right
и
now,
ее
audio
точно надо
signals can
окрашивать
already identify the mood.
в какие-то цвета, настроения всех наших
It
агентов
is a
по
very
толку,
important
контакта и
task
так
and
далее,
should
и
be
так далее.
painted in different
Все
colors and given
должно
mood changes
поддаваться
of all our
какому-то
agents.
ранжиру. Ну что, а?
Ну что,
Что
коллеги,
еще,
еще
да?
есть
Any
вопросы
more
из зала?
questions?
Сети
Тогда
заканчиваем.
большое всем спасибо. На самом деле,
Давайте
без
я-
эфира поговорим,
Thank you
может
so
быть,
much, everyone.
отдельно у нас.
Но всем тем, кто сегодня пришел очно к нам в зал, у нас
To the
есть для
ones
вас
who came
подарок.
today, we
Во-первых,
have a
Ну,
present.
мы можем вручить его.
да,
да,
моя книга «Искусственный интеллект» с романтическим названием «Искусственный интеллект». А во-вторых, это
This is my
первая
book with a
глава
romantic
оформленной в
name,
виде
Artificial
брошюры
Intelligence, and
моей
also the
новой
first
книги,
chapter
которая
of my
называется
new
«Философия
book,
бессмертия».
Philosophy
Я
of
прямо сейчас
Immortality,
напишу, и
made
первая
as a
глава
brochure.
оформлена
I'm writing it
только
at the
для вас,
moment,
кто
and the
пришел
first
сюда.
chapter is
Вы
available
сможете
only
скачать
to those who came here
секретный
today.
ссылку.
You will be able to download it using a
Вот.
secret link.
Я
На
думаю,
самом
это такой
деле, большое спасибо, что пришли. Всем спасибо, кто с нами был в онлайне.
Thank you so much
Тоже
for
очень
coming,
рады.
and thanks to those who
Будем
have
дальше
been
на
with us
связи.
online
И до
today.
скорых встреч в оффлайне, надеюсь, тоже.
Следите за нашим проектом. С
Follow our
наступающим Новым
project.
годом.
Спасибо. До
Goodbye.
свидания. Всего доброго, с наступающим Новым годом, действительно, с новым счастьем. С Новым годом, с новым счастьем.